It feels really difficult to quantify because we understand that most people, most humans are good, or at least have a great potential, a greater one at least, to be good than to be evil. And we also understand that humans are vile. They're terrible, ravenous, herd-like. They follow leaders that they shouldn't, and say things without thinking about how it will make others feel, or do things without consideration of the consequences. But at the end of the day, I think that most people, because most people have a greater potential for good, would concede that it is humanity's entitlement to last long enough that they surpass the challenges of interstellar and intergalactic travel so that they seat themselves in this grand cosmos in a way that guarantees that they will never go extinct. Billions of worlds, not to conquer and colonize, but to dwell in and understand, to make into new homes, to grow new things and ideas and new people, new good people. And it's a shame that in spite of our knowledge that humanity is destined to have their culture, history, customs, and their people last for, I mean, for time immemorial, that all it takes is a few of the vile to sabotage that chance. What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful time. My name is Ethan. I go by Lord Ethan, and I'm an Overwatch Collegiate Varsity coach of coming up on 6 years. I've got just under 10k hours coached, and I really think, and maybe that's the point that I gotta hang up the hat. But until that time, we're gonna be taking a look at a little bit of 6v6 gameplay. No, not the 6v6. Oh, fake Overwatch. Yeah. Leave the comment in the section below already. I know what you're thinking, but a lot of it plays by a lot of the same rules and principles and mechanisms, and so I'm really excited to take a look at that, especially since we're taking a look at it from a character that I don't think we haven't seen on the channel for at least a minute here. That's a lie. I did a Wuyang VOD just the other day. But we're going to watch a little bit of Wuyang. So this is a Diamond 4 player in Open Queue. This is CopaHeal, and they mention in their competitive goals, I'd like to aim for Masters in 66. I hit it once, but I keep plummeting down to Diamond. Ooh, you and me both. I cannot last for like more than a couple of games in Masters on my main DPS role. On support, it's not so hard, but I hate playing that role, man. I hate support. And part of the reason is because it's kind of hard to understand, how we should be using and diverting our resources. I like to do a lot of the damage, but this player notes I used to heal bot a lot. And I'm trying to learn lean into a more aggressive support playstyle because I feel healing doesn't win games in my own personal experience. I think that's totally valid. I also feel like I get tunnel visioned a lot into helping who I think is our best player of the match. Very interesting. I also realize my positioning and cooldown management is lacking. My confidence really plummeted with the D ranking I did this season, and I feel like it shows in my gameplay. Thank you so much for looking. Have a nice day. Oh, wait. Well, thank you. I hope you have an excellent day as well, and I'm hoping that to everyone who stumbles upon this this particular channel or video. Very cool. All right. Wow. You know what? Thank you. I think that's the first note that, or maybe the first note in a while that's been like, have a nice day. And I'm like, yeah, that brings a beaming smile upon my countenance to read that one, as the kids say. Ooh, I understand confidence plummeting with the D rank. That's been my personal experience. It's so funny if you're in a voice channel with me, and you're watching, you can imagine, you can hear in my voice how despondent I become. Oh, well, I'm just shit. Oh, yeah, I just can't land my shots. Oh, man, it's just untenable. Oh, I can't win this. And it's, really important to, when you reach that point, take a break. Oh, Ethan, Get up from behind the computer and let your dogs out. Grab a snack. Use the restroom. Go out on a run. God, I love running. And doing anything, right? You don't have to sit there and waste away behind the monitor. And you don't also have to convince yourself that you are incapable of winning games. But that is often what we do with a great deal of assistance from the Overwatch competitive matchmaker, which consistently reassures us that, don't worry, you're right where I want you to belong. And that is oftentimes a disheartening reality to be confronted with. That doesn't mean we can't find the joy in playing the game and the joy about learning a little more of its intricate systems. So let's take a look. Without any further ado, we're going to take a look at a little bit of Wuyang gameplay. I like, do I like who our orb is on? I don't think that I do. Roadhog can heal himself, and while I like the damage that we're dealing, and I also understand that, these are the targets that you have in your line of sight, right? But, also, your other supports actually have a little bit of healing main. So, never mind. I actually don't like the idea of you healing your, targets that your other support is healing. So, this is actually totally acceptable to me. Oop, I dropped my pop filter. I'm a big believer in support efficiency. So if my support is doing something, I should be doing something else, right? Not the same thing, especially if I'm playing a different character, right? I guess if we're both playing Ana, we can both be shooting the Reinhardt in his butt, right? In each cheek, right? But we're on two different characters, being able to do two different things. We should be able to do two different things for the same end, right? The same end goal. And also, I forget, Hog has less HP on this map, so, in this mode, so it's totally fine to make sure that he's healing. And are we competitive with our ult generation? Yes, we are. That Echo's actually kind of got an insane lead on the whole lobby, but you are maintaining really, really nice competitive really nice competitive generation when it comes to the ults. Nice spam, nice... Oh, okay. Okay, here's the thing. And I was just ranting about this in a Soldier VOD the other day, but, you have advantages and disadvantages in Overwatch. And one of your advantages right now is that no one knows where you were. They got hit with a couple of instances of damage. When you take a little bit of advantage in Overwatch, what do you think is going to happen? You start backing up, right? And Overwatch is rarely a scenario where backing up is going to give you more control over your map and your angles, right? So backing up into a weaker position, that will help our team to advance, right, round the corner and continue moving the objective into space that they're willingly giving up, partially because you're doing your damage instances now. These are advantages. Don't shirk them. Don't let these advantages slip away from you just because you are eager to do more damage than your character should reasonably be asked to do, right? Never is it going to be the Wuyang's job to go in and make a trade or get an opening pick. All you have to do is exist, do your healing, do your damage, build your ult, control your map, play your timings, and bail out as soon as you get marked, take a little bit of pressure, get scouted, or find a little bit of adversity, right? So this is excellent. I really like that we haven't died here. I really like that we're playing our spacing. This is marvelous. We might be a little far forward for my taste at this point. And also, we've been here for a minute, so I'm going to be looking for us to move out of here, especially since they're going to be able to start figuring out how to force us out of this position. So honestly, this is probably where I'm thinking about playing here, right? Because I can orb around that corner and then even recede into somewhere else. But if we're going to play that close, then yeah, absolutely have our shift ability to get us out of here. I like that wave usage, absolutely. Nice connections onto the Reaper. They go for the duplicate here, so that's your target to focus out. Nice mechanical output. Very, very good. And we're on the cart. We don't have to be. We're in kind of the fight, or the position of the fight where it's most concentrated. We have our ultimate. My policy is if we have it, use it. And this isn't necessarily a fight where our ultimate is going to be the most optimal ultimate cast, but you can absolutely still cast it here because, hey, guess what? The fight hasn't ended yet, right? So if the fight is still going on, right? And you consider ultimates as the literal page turners of the story of an Overwatch match, right? If you think about Overwatch as a narrative, right? Ults drive the story forwards. If the story is moving forwards, especially in favor of the protagonist, then often that is coming at successes, at growth, at continuance, at progression of some kind. And man, wouldn't you love to get a little bit of progression here on this objective, right? So I really don't mind an ult cast. And if it wasn't going to be then, it's got to be here. Ult. 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 No! That's okay. I also understand that has defensive utilities, right? So we don't necessarily need to run. We don't necessarily have to as a way to put it, similar to other characters. We don't have to trank our team in, right? Like we're playing Zenyatta. So ult here so that we can help a little bit of damage. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's gonna be the big deal. If we have it, use it. That's the policy here, right, with ultimates. And so if we want to stop dropping out of diamond, right? I'm sorry, dropping out of masters, right? If we want to maintain our position there in that rank, which is really impressive, then absolutely want to drive these games forward. I overall really like the cooldown usage too. I think the mechanical output is fine. I think that the damage is nice. We could probably find more usage for our wave a little bit. I haven't been paying too close attention, but it is really important to make sure that we are that we're like, constantly exhausting that resource meter, because again, if the game is about doing as much ultimate generation as we can, then it also means that in order to generate your ult, you have to do the healing and the damage, which means using your resource meter or going through your resource meter. I'm not talking about like draining it and then letting it fill up and then draining it again, right? But just to make sure that it's getting consistent taps, right? Constantly changing your targets, right? I'm seeing a lot of like healing onto the tank. We're doing damage there instead of healing the ball, which he can heal himself. He wants to go grab the mega, but you also want to get a little bit of healing off of him. We've got a Kiri on the team who needs a little bit of care. I like the application of that wave there. Part of the reason that we don't have other targets who are eligible for our wave is because we are sitting right smack dab in the middle of the objective, right? Instead of off on an off angle, right, where we can patiently pressure people off of their positions, where we can kite back if we draw a little bit of aggro, where we can, by the way, draw a little bit of aggro in the first place. I want to take a look at our formations here and observe, it's a straight line. All of us in the same spot, especially if I zoom out far enough, looking at all of them in the same spot. Where else do you think all of the damage in this lobby is going to go but right here between these spaces? And where 8 seconds ago did we just see you, right? Now, the fight was a little bit different there, right? But it's also interesting. The straight line formation, I can't go into it here, but it's just bad. It's a bad formation. It's like the worst formation, right? And I also don't generally like us playing on top of the same positions as the rest of our teammates, because that often means that we're also taking the same instances of damage, right? Doesn't playing on top of your hog and your ball in the middle of the point here in front of the objective mean that you're taking this hypersphere damage, that you're eligible for a rog, that you'll be caught in the flux, right? Why not be on an unmarked angle by yourself or with one of your DPS, who, by the way, gives you faster ultimate generation on healing, right? If you're healing your tanks or damaging tanks, right, you're generally not going to get as much ultimate generation as if you were healing and damaging squishies, right? Maybe that's changed now, actually. They did away with the tank passive, but maybe... Ooh, wait, whoa. Like semi-professional Overwatch coach doesn't know if the tanks still yield less ult charge? I'm pretty sure they do. But I don't know for sure. Oh my gosh, you guys should check me in the comment section below. Haters, where you guys at? I actually need my haters around. Holy smokes. Can you guys show up? I need y'all around, please. So it's not a surprise to me that we end up dying there. Absolutely not a surprise, because again, we're in the middle of the fight for a little bit too long. We haven't had an opportunity to burn through all of our resources, and because of that, we're having to use cooldowns at times where we don't necessarily want to use them, but are being forced to use them, and that means when we actually would want to use them or do need to use them, or when it would be more appropriate to use them in the context of a fight where we're playing a little bit smarter, a little bit safer, a little bit more off-angled, where we're getting a little more value either in terms of healing or damage or ultimate generation or whatever, right? Even attention in space, right? Do you think that you actually, I understand that tanks are the ones who make space for us, but honestly, you can make space just by drawing attention, doing damage, making someone pay attention to you, forcing them to back up. We were just talking about that early on first objective, right? And so, is this really the position from which you are going to be able to demand the most amount of space from them? Or are you playing on the exact same spot as the rest of your team so that you can also be eligible for the same instances of damage onto them? Your mate deserves to die, but you shouldn't be in the position of having to deserve to die. Still, I have to sit here and be the jackwagon who tells you you should have died there. This is marvelous so far. I really like this Wuyang gameplay, and one of the reasons that I'm gonna add C22. I'm still a huge fan, by the way. Part of the reason that I like it is because I feel like you're really comfortable playing the longer ranges, the shorter ranges, and I think that that's a really strong. I think that that's a really strong trait. Although we kind of get forced out a little bit. I think we're over swinging on a couple of our shots, or rather, yeah. This is weird. I don't want to... Oh, man. I'm not an aim coach. Although I've been doing this too long that I can definitely talk a little bit about the aim here. Oh, I don't like that bubble, by the way. Oh, yeah, I don't really like that bubble. I'm not going to really quantify. I can't tell you why right now without taking a closer look. But I'd rather bubble you here, especially in response to this Yari ult. Not just because the tank is going critical, especially when it's the tank that heals himself, and also he's a bruiser, so he's a little bit faster whenever he's at critical health, and he might also have the perk for Roadhog that lets him move even faster when he's at critical health, and we are also... Like I said, it looks like we're over swinging, or it looks, maybe instead it's that we aren't actually... Hold on. Okay, so we swing, we throw Water Orb to the right as she goes left because she marks us. The jump kind of messes up there. The jump actually does kind of mess up our aim there. This is why I don't like jumping. And then that one, she actually just kind of jukes us. Okay, no, this is fine. Oh, mechanical output is still really, really nice. That was a timing thing, though. If Overwatch 2 boils down to 2 principles. It does. Good damage instances, but we're playing main, right? We haven't actually tried opening up any position that you can't cross very safely or easily over here, right? So you would have to drop all the way down here and come all the way over here. And honestly, this would just put you on like an angle to do the exact, to do damage onto the exact same position, but with a little bit of downtime. But like, I don't know, isn't that like possibly a better setup? Because you're still safe over here. They definitely aren't going to push you here. You're free to do damage. You've got angles, line of sight onto your teammates, and you might even be able to draw someone out here, right? If Yari and your Kiri are taking the same instance of damage or whatever, right, then is it possible that you could be an out for your Kiri, right? A resource for Yuri Ari. Is it possible that you could draw someone, one of their tanks out to you that your hog can punish, right? Ooh, and we're right back here on top of the objective. So my policies also, when it comes to supports and their relationship to the objective, is there isn't one. Don't move the point. Don't be on the point. Don't stage on the objective. Don't play on the objective. Not only is does it act as a as an angular how do I say it? Obstruction, right? So, I mean, you literally can't hit shots through the objective, right? And then on top of that, it's also usually where you find the fight's most concentrated. So, it's generally just not going to be your most effective place to play. It's not going to be your safest place to play. So, I'd be really careful, right? Could you move over here and do a little bit of damage, right? Get the Echo onto you, shift out, grab the Mega, right? And then either she has to commit, back off, or whatever, right? Doesn't matter. Oh, wait, you're doing that. Oh my goodness, it's incredible. I actually got so jump scared by that. I'm stunned now. Lost for words. Bested in this battle of wit just for the fact that you have chosen to do what is, in my opinion, kind of the right thing. Oh my gosh, look at you. I think you can coach now, CopaHeal. Take the YouTube channel and like the 30 VODs that I have backlogged. All yours. All yours. Woo! Spooky. And that's spacing, and that's why I don't want you on the objective. That's why I don't want you proximate to the point, right? You can get those picks, you can get that picks, and be less susceptible, less vulnerable to that ult from a little further away. Good, generally good. We're building bubble. Nice connections. Good bubble, good bubble. I really like that. Good stun. Wave here, wave here. Who has our healing been on this whole time? Yeah, Roadhog. Yeah, and we also haven't been burning. We also haven't been exhausting our meter. We got distracted from the Echo Roadhog as soon as when. I mean, we get hooked, find the stun, do a little bit of damage. They go for ult, and we're like, oh, but there's an Yari over here. I can help your hog, man. He's in the mirror matchup against Wormrot. You let Wormrot like absolutely diff your Simplify Zero. Oh my. Okay. Is that a STEM joke? Is that a math joke? I don't get it. Help your hog. He needs it. This is fine. You guys are way too early in this fight. I think all three of you deserve to die. And if your Zarya is going to die there, and then you're going to end up dying off of your Zarya's wave, then that's a huge disruption. You should honestly not even be poking there, right? You should get out because you're not close enough to your ult to like be able to like have the right to fiend for that damage, right? So you can stay quiet just like your hog was, or just totally back out, right, with the shift. Those are both options. In general, if your tanks are feeding that early, though, yeah, I mean, it's possible that you don't even necessarily want to help them. Nice pick on the Sigma. Oh my god, that's so sad. That's actually so sad. I mean, okay, all right. It's just for like almost this entire segment. You're right smack dab in the middle of your team, and you can't see the targets that need healing. You can't be in the safest positions that are least susceptible to a bunch of AOE spam damage. If one of you gets stickied, all of you get stickied. If one of you gets hypersphered, all of you getting hypersphered. If one of you takes a rock, all of you are eating the accretion damage. And then if any of you get flux, I promise there's at least one or two others that are also caught in that ultimate, right? And so those are all reasons that I actually, it's so funny, I don't put you with the core like ever. That's not quite true, not like ever, but often, especially on a map like Shambali Monastery, which is a sinister map, by the way. It's got a specific strategy to basically win it every single time, but sorry guys. That's what the bookings are for. You have to play your ranges on this map. You have to play your positions on this map. You have to ask yourself, okay, is my character, good on corners, good at long sight lines, good at in between spaces, and then find those spaces on this map and figure out, and align your character and their strengths with the map and its strengths. This is a good map. This is one of Overwatch 2's best maps, at least if you ask me. And it's really just for that principle. Characters who are good at certain playstyles are good at certain spots of the map. It's awesome. It's funny as well. I really like the damage timings. In fact, if we hold tab here, we are sitting at... Okay, wait. Okay, but we do need to heal a little bit. We do need to heal a little bit more. And maybe it could be for the fact that, we have... on average, it seems a little bit, well, maybe even on the deaths there. But also, like, there are instances where, like, our other supports, or other squishies are getting hung out to dry because we've just got our wave on Roadhog who heals himself, and that's also part of why we don't have a lot of healing. That's also not going to generate a lot of ultimate, right? So if we generate more ultimate off of healing squishies, right, than healing our Roadhog, who already, the reason that you don't have Ana Baptiste healing the same targets is because they eat each other's ultimate charge, and that's what your Roadhog is effectively doing to you, right? So, yeah, we don't want to heal bot, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to heal, right? And that we don't want to be really active on healing. Heal botting is bad because it is like the only thing that you think you need to do. And you're heal botting even when it's not appropriate, right? Heal botting isn't healing a ton because it's appropriate, right? Sorry. Oh, goodness. I'm losing myself. Heal botting is healing all the time, even when you don't need to, right? Is healing your Reinhardt when he's full HP, right? Because you don't think that you were responsible for doing anything else, right? Like taking advantage of map control, to finding timings, using your cooldowns, forcing attention, right? Applying pressure, right? Nice. Nice. I love the mechanical output. Very, very nice. Heal botting is that's what heal botting looks like, right? But heal botting isn't sitting here and saying, oh my gosh, we need a lot of healing, and here are the most appropriate times to apply that, right? That's why I've liked some of your waves. That's why I haven't minded some of your bubbles, but I have minded others, right? And that's also why I'm begging to heal some of your other teammates. They give you ult faster. If you want to like boil it down to be like a selfish reason, if you don't want to be like labeled as a heal bot while you're dashing around to other teammates, which I mean, to be fair, no one else here right now needs healing. But then at the very least, like convince ourselves that it's for a selfish reason, and that is that we want ult charge as fast as possible. I don't know why we give up on that position. Well, hold on. No, I actually understand exactly why we give up on that position. Oh, okay. I'm all right with that. All right, we got our ult. If you have it, use it. That's the policy. Compress your timings. But, like, if you want to peek this and take this damage, ult yourself. Just ult yourself. I mean, your Zen just ulted himself. Didn't even save the Ana. But he didn't want to die. Do you want to die? Ult yourself. If you ult your Roadhog here. No. I'm gonna lose my mind. If I see a bubble. Oh! Oh man, no, no, don't do that. It's like nanoing on the tank, and that one's actually, that one's a little, maybe that one's a little like too personal, too like narratively charged for me to use as an example. But like, what's the reason for it, right? Is it because you know he's going to take a ton of damage and you want him to get a stun? Is it because Roadhog actually benefits from playing right in front of his enemies when he's looking to line up hooks that he needs to lane a little more appropriately than just point-blank hooks that they can dodge pretty easily by sidestepping left or right? I don't know. Hog players, you guys might have to call me out on that if I'm a little bit off. If you're thinking, yeah, I would love to have a bubble and then walk into the core of their team where everyone has an angle on me and my easiest hook target isn't readily apparent, right? When I'm playing Widowmaker and I see everyone at 50 meters away from me, it's pretty easy to pick out which one I want to shoot the most, right? So, like, are you setting up your Roadhog for the best engage? Is that the best timing for your ultimate? Couldn't you just ult yourself? It's your bubble. What is your Hog going to do with it? What has your Hog done with it, in fact? We have... 16 assists actually isn't bad. Yeah, 16 assists is pretty good. I'm curious about how many of those were bubble stuns. But honestly, I think the bubble stuns that we've gotten was when we bubbled ourselves, and that was probably the only bubble that like I really liked. I was probably okay with one of the bubbles, I think is what I'd said. It's unfortunate. We are like very disconnected from the site, like paying attention to the Echo the whole time. It's not about picks, it's about pressure. So apply your pressure on the Echo, force her off that section of the map, and then go and contribute to the rest of the fight with the team. That's going to be the most reliable way to be able to keep a hold on that objective. It's really tough. There's definitely a lot going on there that we would have the opportunity to discuss in a longer VOD review. But essentially, like we didn't play that how we should have as a team, and that's kind of why it's unlucky that we lose the point lose this whole second objective in pretty much just one fight. That's a little tough. We know we're in the spawn, right? Yes, we do. Let's just be sensitive. Are you duoed with this hog? Like, why is he the easiest recipient for the orb? I kind of get it. We're not burning through enough of our healing resources. You could probably be like 80%. I love Overwatch players. They're so funny. They're so goofy. How do you plan to reconnect with your team? I don't think the hog... I don't know. Maybe the hog Wuyang core is pretty good. Throw up a TikTok with the funny synth music. Wuyang hog core. But, like, we're playing on top of our hog, so of course we're going to get we're going to eat the same anti-nade as him. We're not even, like, playing a Wuyang hog core. It's more like a Wuyang hog amalgamation. It's like your Makuta and Takanuva from the Bionicle lore. The first Bionicle movie in the Matanui saga, falling into the Protodermis Lake and then emerging as some twisted warrior of darkness and light and grief and shadow and hope. And you emerge and open up the gates for the Matoran to get out of this apocryphal subterranean realm of the Makuta, and then you just die in the process. I'll watch that movie. It's so peak. I don't think this. Shoot. And okay, all right, and you want to know something? Like, I really like this too. Okay. Right. I would actually jump up here and then jump over. By the way, and then like see if you could slide in. This is some really awkward timing. And on. Oh my, what is this? What is happening? What is happening right now? I think that's a constant bit from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You've always got some member of the game being like, what is happening right now? And that's how I feel. Do you guys win this fight? That's bonkers. That's bonkers. Don't go back out there. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, all right. The arrogance, it drips off of you. I see, in real time, you snickering and giggling and chortling over here in this little section of the map. You're like, well, I wasn't able to play Shambhali Monastery earlier. I wasn't able to play Second Point earlier on this defense, but I can definitely play it now. And you're sitting here thinking to yourself, they didn't move me out of here the first time, so they ain't gonna be able to do it again. And that's absolutely incorrect. You don't want to typically set up for the same for the same fight, like in the same way, or different fights. I'm sorry, hold on. What am I saying? You don't want you want to set up for different fights differently. And this is a different fight. They now have a diva. They've known that you're back here, right? You jumped them the first time, right? You got your successful pinch with the team, right? And now we have to change our approach because Overwatch players are excellent pattern recognizers, whether you want to give them credit or not. And I often don't. And if they're on blue team in a game that we're losing, I'm not going to give them credit, right? But at the end of the day, they are going to understand, oh my goodness, there's a Wuyang hog core behind us, right? Well, it's really more like a what was that? What's that guy called? It was like Taka Makuta Nuva. Anyways, you know, there's some horrible abomination combination of Wuyang Roadhog behind us. Let's deal with that this time before we move to the point. And that's exactly what happens. Do it differently every single time. I used to say in my Twitch streams, my Twitch VOD reviews, I was like, too samey for me, too samey. A little unlucky, and then yeah, that's just a little bit of a timing thing, right? Team is out, you know, we're a little dedicated to like getting back to the fight, when really we should just, you know, when the fight is over, just die as quickly as possible. And so this is Wow, what a fun VOD! What a fun VOD review. I really, really liked that, and I'm always a sucker. I never go over any takeaways. It's really just the whole video, but we got to see some really fun Wuyang, and that's where a massive shout out. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak anymore. Goes to CopaHeal. If we want to shoot for masters, it's going to be down to the fundamentals, using our ult and making sure that we're doing a little bit of everything on our characters, right? The healing, the damage, the pressure, the map control, and well, anything else that we want to think about. Guys, if you would like to have your VODs reviewed for free on the channel, use the Google form to below to submit your replay codes, and again, a massive thank you goes out to CopaHeal for providing their gameplay to be showcased and observed. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. The Bionicle reference kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't have that scripted, and I'm glad that I got to rattle that one off. Seriously, guys, go watch watch the 10-hour Bionicle lore videos that are out there. They're masterpieces. Oh my goodness. Although some of the cultural appropriation allegations just aren't ever going to be beat by Greg Farsty and co. Guys, it's impossible to measure my gratitude for those who are supporting the channel, either by liking, subscribing, and commenting, or even if you have it in your heart to donate and buy the time for me to commit to making these videos, answering questions, and engaging this Overwatch passion that we share. Then I'm so incredibly thankful to you guys. These are difficult times, and really, there's much better things to use money on than my YouTube channel. So at the end of the day, I would really prefer that you guys just leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications so that you guys see the instant that new videos premiere. If you're interested in affordable professional standard coaching, you guys can feel free to DM Lord Ethan on Discord for full block one-on-one VOD reviews and discussions. I do teams and groups and individuals, all of it. So scrims and VOD reviews and everything. I don't live coach, actually. I don't live coaching. I don't believe in it, but that's for a different video. Guys, if you are new to the channel, then thank you so much for watching and sticking around. If you're regular, you already know how I feel about you. If you're a hater, guys, leave a comment. I actually need you guys. I need my haters. I need you guys in the comment section going forward a little bit, a little more proactive, guys. Come on. And if you're just along for the ride like myself, then stick around. It's gonna be crazy. Oh my God, it's about to get insane. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to be good to each other. Be fair to yourselves, and I will see you guys on the next one.